Okay, this is Algebra 1, and this is the second day of the quadratic equation. We learned before that the quadratic equation is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. A is the number that was in front of x squared, b is the number that was in front of x, and c is your constant. It's important that you get everything on the same side before you figure out what a, b, and c are, and then you put the values into the equation and, taking it a step at a time, solve. F of x and y are both notations for functions, and the answer is often given as a coordinate, x comma y. If it's set equal to 0, it's an equation, and the answer is given as an x equal a number. I just want you to be aware that it could be written either way. You could say x is equal to 3, or you could say 3 comma 0 for an answer. I'm fine with you writing it like this, but just be aware that when you're looking at multiple choice, it could show up either way. Okay, so everything's on the same side. X is 1 because A is 1 because there's no number in front of x squared. B is negative 6 and C is negative 40. So to put this in your formula, you go to B and use the opposite sign. So positive 6 plus or minus the square root of negative 6 squared. Make sure the negative 6 is in parentheses. Minus 4, it's always a 4 right there, times A is 1, times C is negative 40. All over 2 times A, which is 1. Okay, start by just putting this right here in your calculator. Don't use a square root or anything. So you say open, negative 6 closed squared, minus 4 times 1 times negative 40. And you get 196. So this is 6 plus or minus the square root of 196 all over 2 times 1 is 2. So now go second x squared and type 196. You discover that the square root of 196 is actually 14. So to get your two answers, you're going to go 6 plus 14, press enter, and then divide by 2, and you get x equals 10. And then you do it again with the minus. 6 minus 14, press enter, and divide by 2, and you get x equal negative 4. For your two answers. Make sure that you press enter before you divide by 2. So on this one, A is 2, B is negative 7, and C is negative 3. So your formula would be 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3 all over 2 times 2. So open negative 7 closed squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3 gives me 73. So it's 7 plus or minus the square root of 73. Second, x squared 73 is a decimal. That's okay. Think of that as being 8.5. So it's 7 plus or minus 8.5 all over 2 times 2 is 4. So 7 plus 8.5, enter, divided by 4, x is equal to 3.875. 7 minus 8.5, enter, divided by 4, x is equal to negative 0.375. Okay, we've got to move this 144, and we get 4x squared minus 144 equals 0. A is 4. B is the number in front of x. There is no x, so B is 0. C is negative 144. So for my formula, I'm going to have 0 plus or minus the square root of 0 squared minus 4 times A is 4 times C is negative 144 all over 2 times A is 4. So 0 squared minus 4 times negative 144 is the square root of 2304. The square root of 2304 is 48. So it becomes 0 plus or minus 48 all over 2 times 4 is 8. So 0 plus 48, enter, divided by 8, x equals 6. 0 minus 48, enter, divided by 8, x equals negative 6. I think this was fixed on your notes. It's actually 2x squared plus 4 equals negative 9x. So you got to move that negative 9x, so 2x squared plus 4 plus 9x equals 0. Be careful because it's not in the right order now. A is 2, B is actually 9, and C is 4. So for your formula, you're going to have negative 9 plus or minus the square root of 9 squared minus 4 times A is 2 times C is 4 all over 2 times A is 2. So 9 squared minus 4 times 2 times 4, that gives us the square root of 49. Square root of 49 is 7, so negative 9 plus or minus 7 all over 2 times 2 is 4. So negative 9 plus 7, enter, divided by 4, x equals negative 0.5. Negative 9 minus 7, enter, divided by 4, x equals negative 4. A is 3, B is 2, C is negative 1. Negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 1 all over 2 times 3. 2 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 1 is 16. Square root of 16 is 4, so negative 2 plus or minus 4 over 2 times 3 is 6. Negative 2 plus 4, enter, divided by 6, x equals 0.3. Negative 2 minus 4, enter, divided by 6, x equals negative 1. That is the quadratic equation, day 2. We actually solved and got x equal a number. If you have questions, come see me during speak.